welcome to a new video, and today we're taking a look at day 2 and 3 on board of AIDAdiva. We are on our way to Norway. On day 2 we are at sea, and on day 3 we are reaching Bergen in Norway. Here on the map you can see our route. We're starting very early on day 2 because that was the first day at sea, and I already used this day to make the ship tour that you already saw, and of course therefore I was up quite early and was able to enjoy a beautiful sunrise. Here we are at deck 14, at the end of my ship tour, and we can see the sun is already up. And after that it was time for a nice breakfast in the market restaurant. Quite extensive and big breakfast on that day, and after that I was editing videos. For lunch I went into the Best Pizza at Sea restaurant again because the pizza is pretty nice and I don't like buffets, so I prefer the a la carte restaurants. I then was quite lucky and got a seat in the panoramic lounge, and there I enjoyed a nice drink with fantastic views in those incredibly comfortable chairs. And after that I had a reservation in the French Kiss restaurant. As you can see, the food quality is amazing, and I think AIDA did a great job with including the French Kiss restaurant on the Diva, because the food quality is really good, and it's a quite big improvement of the food quality here in the French Kiss restaurant compared to buffet restaurants. After that it was time to sleep, and on the next morning I woke up almost in Bergen. We can already see the city in the background and the sun was shining. That's quite unusual for Bergen. And of course first I had another extensive breakfast, and then it was time to head into the city. As I've been to Bergen quite a few times, I was not sure what I could do. I was thinking about going on a hike, I was thinking about taking a tram or a ferry, but in the end I decided to just have a short walk through the city and then go back on board, because as you know, this cruise was end of April, beginning of May this year, so the videos are quite up to date, and each and every video takes a couple of hours to edit, so of course I was trying to do as much of this already on board to have the videos ready as soon as possible. Therefore I decided to just have a short walk through Bergen, buy a few souvenirs and then head back on board to work on those videos. Also the weather was getting quite typical for Bergen. It was starting to rain. Bergen is known as the rainiest city of Europe, so that's why I was so surprised in the morning when there was sunshine, but now it was starting to rain. It was a typical weather for Bergen, so a quite good weather to head back on board and start working on editing those videos. Here we can see a few more impressions of the city center of Bergen. It's a wonderful city with a lot of things to do, but I've been here countless times, so that's why I decided to head back on board now and start with work. Bit problematic here on the Diva was it to find a place in a public area where you have a nice big table and a power socket, as there are not too many power sockets on board. Of course you're not here for working usually, so you don't need the power sockets, but for me that was a bit difficult. But in the end I found a nice place, and I could also watch some other ships. Here we can see a ferry of the Fjord line, Bergensfjord or Stavanger Fjord, and here we can see a ship of Hurtigruten, the Midnattssol, going into the port of Bergen to end and restart her cruise to northern Norway. I was watching this from the panoramic lounge again, where I found a suitable table with a power socket. There I was editing this exact video that you're watching right now with a nice drink and the view of a rainy Bergen. After that it was time for some sports. I head up into the gym and did some training there, did some sports there, which is quite nice when you have a beautiful view of the city of Bergen. That's why I like this gym a lot, because it has those big panoramic windows and you have a fantastic view during the training. In the evening I had a reservation in the Buffalo Steakhouse. I chose the 3-course fixed menu, which is a bit cheaper than ordering a la carte. And when you make your reservation you can choose if you want to just have the table reservation and you order a la carte, or if you want to save a bit of money and take the fixed menu, but then you cannot change it. So if you're a picky eater I would not recommend it. If you're like, I eat everything, I don't care, I just want to have a nice steak, then go for the menu and you can save a bit of money. I personally really enjoyed my dinner, it was very nice. Next time I will probably go for a la carte to have a few more options, but also the 3-course menu is a quite good idea. And then it was time for yet another beautiful sunset, and of course I'm gonna let you watch it without commentary. After watching the sunset, it was time to head to my cabin to do some more work on a laptop and then go to sleep. Here you can see when the next video will be uploaded and the name of the song. As always, I'd like to say thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to comment, like, subscribe or share the video link, and I hope to see you in my next video then.